Good day. My name is Sipamandla Madlala. I'm from Durban and I currently work for Starrock Green Road Maritime. My heart is really sad for the passing of Captain Phil. I really have to say that I'm gonna miss him. I know him back while I was still at Lawhill, doing maritime and navigation studies. I have to say that Captain Phil really changed my life by the opportunity that he gave to me. I mean, the opportunity was he gave me an opportunity to go to Turkey, where I ended up working there. I first went as a tourist through Captain Phil, and then I just ended up working there. So I came back here in South Africa to work, where now I currently work for Starrock Greenwood Maritime. And I have to say that it didn't end there. Captain Phil was paying for my studies, and he was helping me, mentoring me still, even though he was in Spain, in Mallorca. He was still able to send me emails, communicate, and I really have to say that I am at a loss. May his soul rest in peace.
Good day. My name is Janelle Meyer. Captain Phil navigated me through invaluable lessons, shaping both my maritime skills and life perspective. I'll never forget the first time visiting his home in Palma, which was my first time abroad, where I was still in school mode, persistently addressing him as Sir. His deadpan response was, "Call me Phil," accompanied by a beer. Marked my transition to a young mariner. Phil's smiles and firm handshakes greeted challenges with grace. His unique, strong character and big heart became the North Star, guiding myself and many others through the yachting world. To Captain Phil, mentor extraordinaire, fair winds and smooth seas, your legacy will live on through all of those for whom you've paved the way. Thank you.
Good day to everyone listening. My name is Julian Manuel, and before I continue any further, I would like to send my heartfelt condolences to Auntie Anne Wade, the Wade family, and Captain Phil's closest friends. My prayers are with you all during this time of mourning and grief. During the short time I've spent in Spain with Captain Phil Wade, I've learned so much as a teenager at the time that helped me become the man that I am today, and I'm truly thankful for him for that. Not only that, but there's always two lessons that are always stressed with me. One being, always look at the brighter side of things, despite being in the circumstance that you're in. And secondly, always ask questions, and never be too scared or ashamed to ask questions. Always ask questions. And to conclude, my prayers are with you all during this tough time as we think of Captain Phil Wade. Thank you.
Warm greetings to everyone who is listening to this. My name is Luther Thomas, and for those who might not know, I am a past student at Lawhill Maritime Centre and the head boy for 2019, and currently I'm in Palma de Mallorca, working on a yacht as a lead deckhand and sailing instructor. I'm still in disbelief, and it's quite sad to have lost a role model, not only to me, but a mentor to other youngsters out there who have been trying to just take a step in the right direction, whether it's in yachting or anything else. I think that Phil was truly an inspiration to everyone, especially with marine inspirations. And I think for where I am now, that is pretty much all thanks to Phil for just putting that first stepping stone, or rather just introducing me to my current captain, Colin, and just that small minor connection which has led to much more greater things, and just that small first opportunity, I've just expanded on it, and that just shows the effects that Phil has from me working in his garage for day work before I could get any day work, or after coming back from an unsuccessful day of day work, just chip away with Phil in his garage, play some snooker, and all those small few bits. It's quite, I think, from my point of view, staying in Palmer and always, or where my bird is, just looking across STP and all the way to the other side to Santa Cat and the windmills, and just seeing that pink house just stand out. And I'm like, damn, every day at work when I'm passing by Santa Cat, I'm always just having a reminder that, damn, Phil won't be in that house anymore. And it's just something that's sort of stumped at the back of my head, and every day walking past Santa Cat, it's not really going to be the same. And I think that I also grew inspiration from Phil, and from what he was doing, I also just, after my first year, just decided that is what I want to do. I'm not gonna wait till I'm X amount years old. I'm just gonna start doing what I can do to sort of be like him and help other people. And I think that through myself and through other individuals, I think Phil's legacy and memory will continue to live through us, and there's no two ways about it. And hopefully with a lot of support from everyone, we can continue to carry on Phil's legacy that is left behind. And yeah, honestly, there are no words to put this together, and still quite sad. And for Anne and the rest of the family and extended relatives, I would just like to wish my deepest, sincerest condolences to everyone. Phil was a phenomenal person, and again, just such a great human being, and just a vision that he just wanted to share with everyone. So it will be difficult. It will be difficult without a doubt, but slowly I hope that through the work that we do, through myself, Theo Jack and Lawhill and all the other organizations involved, I just hope that at the end of the day, when you see other youngsters heading over into Palmer or wherever, just being successful and just taking a step forward, I just hope at the end of the day that'll give you a warm smile, and just know that Phil is still continuing his work through us. May Phil rest in power, and long live the legacy of Panda.
My name is Mihle Hlumelo Makosonke, and I had the privilege to be part of the Marine Inspirations program of 2017. My first interaction with Captain Phil Wade was after when we landed in Palma de Mallorca, which he fetched us from the airport at the time. Yeah, everything was just so, I would say, out of this world. Like literally, the just the area itself, the humidity, the environment, the busyness, everything was just, we were so lost. We were so lost and so confused at the same time. And we saw him. I think we saw him approaching, smiling, and we thought that this probably has to be someone who's coming towards us. And yep, it turned out that we were right. He was smiling, already welcoming us before he said anything. Even when he started speaking, he had a very warm, welcoming demeanor and aura surrounding him. His voice, even the way he spoke, his choice of words as well. He always had a way of warming, I would say, the atmosphere. Very, very funny as well. He enjoyed laughing. And I remember we had a weird interaction when we got to the car, because there were three of us, so then two had to go to the back, and then I was forced to like go to the front. So I went to the front. Obviously I went to the left side, and I was wondering why was he walking towards me. And as I was opening the door, he started laughing, and I was wondering what was he laughing about. And then straight afterwards, I then realized while looking at the car that actually I'm at the wrong side. I'm at the driver's side. Yeah, and then along the way we're just talking about that, it just became a funny joke. And I think that to me, it just was quite a warm welcome, Yeah, that's when it only hit that I'm actually in another country that is not South Africa. Actually, we're overseas. Yeah. Yeah, I had quite an extensive conversation. Him asking about our trip, how it's been going, how we're feeling now, how we're feeling about the place, how do we feel about actually arriving and getting people, because we're quite lost, and some languages barriers here and there. So we're quite relieved also, like seeing someone who we are going to. Yeah, but just to talk about our trip there, I was super excited, super enthusiastic, and I was a sponge ready to absorb everything that we were going to learn, everything we were going to experience, of which we experienced a lot. We sailed a lot. We were experienced to the marine industry. We went to shipyards, but it wasn't only limited to that. We also visited places where they're talking about the environment, marine conservation. Yes, yeah, marine conservation. Yeah, we did quite a lot, and we also did some racing with that as well. We were part of the Super Yacht Cup. Yes, Super Yacht Cup. Yeah, and every day, these memories, there's like, yeah, they're quite distant memories, but at the same time, the more I speak, the more like they're coming to light, and the more I feel like I can grasp them even better. Yeah, so every day, after every, like when we're done racing and stuff, he would come wait for us and come fetch us, and would just like speak about how the day has been, how the races have been. Here and there would be some banter, especially I think James, his his super yacht was slow, so we were always like roasting him about it and stuff. And then Junius's yacht was like those fancy modern yachts. So we're just talking like about that stuff. There's a lot of banter, a lot of laughing along the way, and also some valuable lessons as well, because sometimes like here and there would like maybe like speak about it's quite a lot of hard work, being part of the crew, the racing crew. They do a lot of like work, especially when they're attacking like the sails and hoisting, all of that. Like it's super, super, super hard work physically. And not only that, but also mentally as well, because there's also like the weather, there's also the sun, and also like it's also like mentally you also need to be strong. So just like some lessons about him, like stressing the importance about like having such resilience and stuff like that. There were some lessons that he was dropping and giving us along the way, almost like every day when we like debriefing about how it's been. Like it was so so nice. Even in the I think we had an award ceremony at the end, where everyone all came together. It was like super super nice. He made us like meet a lot of people, a lot of big people, like people high up there. And we never felt the gap. We never felt like we are basically kids who don't even have matric behind their names. We always made us feel welcomed, and we always made us feel seen, even by other people. It was like so amazing. And then also we remember we had some dinner with his wife, Auntie Anne. She welcomed us into their home. We had dinner with them, had a good time. And I remember like it was so nice. We were like laughing and all of that. Also helping in the kitchen. It actually felt like we're actually at home. They made us literally feel at home, away from home. Even though home was like oceans away, continents away. It was like quite a nice interaction that we had with her. She was sweet, she was welcoming. Like lovely. I would also like to mention something about the late Captain Phil Wade. In as much as he was a very lively person, a very person who was like warm, at the same time he was also strict, especially when it came to time. He was very very strict, of which someone might find it confusing, but it also makes sense. He values time a lot. He values his time. And I think he also instilled a very great lesson in us, because we had to wake up, I think, around 6. At 6, actually, we had to be ready, yes. By 6, we had to be ready, 6 a.m. And we really struggled in the first few days. And he made sure that he made us aware that he wasn't happy with us not keeping time. And as the days went, we greatly improved on that. And I think after by the second week, we're like keeping time, especially the AM time. And another thing is that he also shared his life, like his story in life, his experiences, and how it's been. And I think overall what he was sharing to us at the time was basically him stressing the importance of honesty, hard work, and integrity, of which I think are very important things. And I think they actually came in quite handy with my path in life, the things that I've been involved in, the things that I've been doing as well. And I think they're also going to be quite essential even in my career, the one that I'm pursuing at the moment. And I would also like to mention, even after the Marine Inspiration trip and program, there was also actually something that he came up with, like besides that, or rather to top up on that. So we had yearly alumni reunions, yearly Marine Inspirations alumni reunions with him. And I was grateful to have the privilege to actually attend each and every one of them. Well, except for one. Yeah, except for one. During these reunions, he would like take some time to ask everyone how they have been, what they're up to, how things are going, And I remember very well in the first reunion, I was very shy and embarrassed to tell him that I actually ended up not going to sea. I actually chose another career path that wasn't seagoing. However, I was actually quite surprised with his reaction because I think his initial response was, "Oh, we have another one. We have another one of you, BK," and he laughed straight afterwards. BK was also there during the time. Yeah, to me that felt like, this is this is interesting. This is weird because I was expecting some sort of like judgment, some sort of like yeah, like some sort of maybe why, some questioning, some interrogation. But I like how he reacted because straight afterwards, without judgment, he started asking me how is it going. And at the time, unfortunately, things were not well. And yeah, after he heard that, he offered me some words of encouragement. um yeah, and I think during those interactions, I think just having those, like hearing those, someone encouraging you, it goes quite a long way. It may seem as if like it's a small act, but I think it's the small acts that all like have the biggest effects. And I went back, with those words, and here I am now. um they carried me, the importance of resilience, the importance of hard work, honesty. They go a very long way. And another thing that stood out for me, um during the interactions with the late captain, I think specifically in our alumni reunions, was him making sure that each and every person had a chance to speak. Even if you were shy, he always had a way to make you open up. He always had a way to lighten the mood if like things were getting dark. Ultimately, I just want to say that I'm very grateful to actually have met the late Captain Fullwade, and had the privilege to have personal moments with him. We were sharing personal things, personal experiences, and him also sharing his life and dropping some life lessons that I find very useful till today, and I think they will serve me quite well even in the future. I'm also grateful to Auntie Anne. She welcomed us into their home. She made sure that we felt like we were at home. And at the time, I think we needed that a lot because we were oceans away from home. And it was very comforting, knowing that even if you are oceans away from home, that you still have a mother, you still have a father, you still basically have a home. And I think that was very, very nice of them. And I'm grateful for them for doing that for us till today. Thank you.
My name is Olutumaneli, and it's with a very heavy heart that I'm actually making this message because I've lost a very great man, Mr. Phil Wade. I remember Mr. Phil and his chili sauce, one of the big highlights during our trip to Spain. I was with the 2017 batch that went to Spain with Marine Inspirations, and I remember for most of us during that time, it was our first time on a plane, let alone leaving the country. So being in an entirely new country where they spoke different language, we were a bit hesitant at first. And I remember Mr. Phil making us feel welcome there. And the one thing that I would say stuck with me the most is how he was always so optimistic and always so cheerful in most situations, and every day there when we were there in Spain. And I'll say one thing that he taught me the most was to always not be afraid to try new things and to step out of your comfort zone, because I remember the first time that he urged us to try some snails. We were all hesitant at first because that was not a thing that we ever imagined that we would actually eat. But when we gave it a try, it was actually kind of nice. So that was a good time during our trip to Spain there. And I remember how we always, when we always met him each day, how he always met us with a smile on his face, always excited for the new adventure that we are going to have during our days there in Spain. And I always urged us to not be afraid to just go out and enjoy our time there, to not be afraid to talk to the locals, not be afraid to go out and try everything that we can and to experience like this whole new place. And I will really, really miss like his whole optimism, how he was always welcoming to all of us, and his dinners that he always had in his house with his famous chili sauce. That was actually pretty nice. And he'll really be missed. He'll really be missed there.
Good day. My name is Alvin October. I matriculated at Lawhill Maritime Center in 2022. To be honest, Phil Wade was a legend. Phil Wade was definitely a legend. Phil helped me to get onto a boat in Spain, Palma de Mallorca, and I think personally for me that is when our relationship grew a lot. After I used to day work during the day, when I come back after 5, when I come back home, Phil used to be still busy with some of his projects, and I used to help him. We would speak about different stuff, and also he gave me a lot of advice about life, and I think that is why I would. For me, it's I told one of my friends back then I would rather choose to go sit with Phil and have a few drinks with him than to go out with my friends for whatever reason, because whenever you sit with him, you always take something away from the conversation you guys have, and I think personally for me that's what stood out for me, because I've learned different stuff from Phil about property investments, about all the different things. But yeah, that I think for me personally, that's where the relationship between us grew so much. Because even if we would have dinner with other captains and stuff, he would always call me or message me and tell me you are happy to come join us. He even took me to a car show once in his sports car, and yeah, I just think me and Phil got our relationship grew a lot, and we got a lot more close. Also, while I was still day working, there was a time where it was hard to find a job, and he was the one that believed in me. He knew what I was capable of when I didn't believe in myself. And because even after I got a job, he got nothing but good news from the captains on the boat that I'm working now, and on the boats that I've been day working. He got nothing but good news. Even the captains and the first mates that I've just had an interaction with, you've got nothing but good news. And for me, that is just me returning the favor that he did for me. That's just me returning the favor, because all for him is just like to get good news from my side. That's all. And lastly, one thing that I took away from Phil was it was a week before we returned to South Africa. We had some drinks at his house in Palma de Mallorca, and he told me a story about something. But to make it short, basically was um, he was dealing with a guy that didn't had that didn't wanted to pay his money back. But the guy owed him like a 1,000 rand, and he took him to court and all of this stuff, and he spent 10,000 rand on this guy just to get his 1,000 rand back. And I asked him, but Phil, why would you do something like that? And so he told me it's all about morals and values in life. This guy could have just messaged him and told him, look here, Phil, I'll I'm gonna give the money next month or whenever, or just keep Phil on keep him on track of what's happening. But instead, this guy just he just didn't say anything, and he just left it there. So that's definitely one thing I would always remember from Phil, is to have morals and values in life. Thank you.
Good day, my name is Ronaldo Strauss, alumni of the Marine Inspirations. First thing first, I just want to say sorry to Mrs. N for losing her husband. He was truly such a great man, great inspiration, and full of life and energy, and truly enjoyed what he did for all of his life. Captain Phil, the first time I met Captain Phil was in 2014 when we had to go to Spain for the Marine Inspirations program. When you just met the guy, he was just full of smiles, full of energy, and was just happy for us to be there. Yeah, and he told us so many stories, especially the most important one where I took a lot of personal attributes from him. From that day forward is a story which he told, in which he was involved in a vessel that ran aground off the coast of Port Elizabeth. Yeah, where he was the officer on duty, and the vessel ran aground. And within that story, he told when they had the court case, he just openly has told him the truth. He was tired, he was overworked, and that's where I took his honesty from. Because he's a man of honesty, doesn't lie, and that's what I kept with me for the rest of my life as I'm working today. Yeah, especially sailing on the Mediterranean Sea with him, he had so much to teach us on how to put up the sails, how to maneuver the vessel, how to gain more speed. He was seriously a true inspiration, a character at best, and also a great teacher, because he always had that patience to make sure you actually understood what he is teaching you. Yeah, and like I said, for the rest of my life, he will always be there, always be there in my heart for his attributes, the lessons he taught me, especially when it comes to sailing, and to real life attributes when it comes to always being honest, working hard, and never giving up on your dream. Especially with the amount of championships he won, he was truly just being focused on his dreams. Especially with his last vessel, which he even told us the Munir, which is the last vessel he actually won a champ. Not the last vessel, but one of the older vessels he actually won a championship with. He was actually so surprised because he didn't expect such a old slow vessel to actually win the race, but he put his all into it and they actually won the race. Yeah, so to Mrs. N. Wade, ma'am, all I can say is, yeah, all the strength moving forward. Always remember your husband is that great, strong captain that he was and always will be for the rest of your life. Thank you. Have a great day.
My name is Praise Barras, one of the Marine Inspirations beneficiaries or candidates in 2016, October 2016. I don't know what to say at the moment in time, mainly because there's a lot of things flashing in my mind, memories, stories, and yeah, let alone the feeling of pain of losing someone who has actually impacted so much in my life. Just to start, I'm a Swazi citizen that was actually never gonna be able to sail by any chance or get into the maritime industry due to different reasons, and I'm sure you can imagine Swaziland that doesn't even have an ocean. So when I first went to Spain, that's where I got to actually see more in the marine industry, like the sailing, all the different careers would have done, and that was through Captain Phil. And I believe the guts of taking someone from Swaziland up to Spain was just a history in the making, because as we are speaking right now, I'm on my way to Cape Town on a sailing vessel, and it's actually my first paid job. And through Captain Phil, I've learned a lot of things. I've met a lot of people through him. Mainly, I can say Captain Phil was my mentor, my father, my uncle, my brother, because whenever I needed something, and he was always there to help. Even like some job interviews on how to go about when looking for jobs out there, I'll just mention his name to the captains or mention Marine Inspirations itself, and already I find myself in a good safe spot just by mentioning. So I can say that him or his name itself was actually a key to open a lot of doors in the maritime industry, in the sailing. I remember very well one of the days while I was in Spain, we ended up noticing that whenever we go to each and every restaurant in Spain with Captain Phil, he'd always bring his small bottle of his own homemade chilies. And I was a big fan, and I'm still a big fan of spicy food. And I always made sure that I don't sit too far from him, because I know before we start our meal, he'll pull up this magic bottle of chilies, and we'd probably share it all. And we even had a competition of eating chilies at his place while we were having lunch in Palma with Captain Phil and Auntie Anne. It was so amazing. Even now, it's still hard to believe that he's already on the other side, and I believe his legacy will live, because I've got lots and lots of friends who were also part of the Marine Inspiration Program, and through the Marine Inspiration Programs, or through meeting Captain Phil, they are now working on cargo ships. They are now sailing on bigger sailing vessels, working on motor yachts, and they have a life. And people are actually now starting to give back, just like he was also giving back to us. There's a lot I can say, and I don't know if I'm actually which ones to say and which ones not to say, but there's a lot that Captain Phil has done in my life, I can say. I remember the other time when I first met him, he was like, "So you're the one from Swaziland?" I said yes, and he was so excited, such that I felt like I had something to do with it, let alone that he was just making history, changing someone's life. At this moment in time, I got shocked when I really got the sad news, because I had spoken to him a few weeks back before she passed on, that I was actually having an interview, a job interview, and it was going to be my first paid job. I didn't even know what can I say as a salary expectation, and how can I go about doing all these steps that needs to be taken. And he took me through. He I was in Antigua. I felt like I was with him, because he was not in Antigua, but whenever I said I'm going to do a day job on Whiteboard, and he said, "Oh, send my love to that captain, he's my friend." And I remember I once got a 3-day job at on sailing yacht at those, just by mentioning his name. And let alone that he made me meet all his friends who was in Antigua, just to help me get something to do or get a job, or also just for me to know that at least even if he's not there, but I know there's some people who can represent him and actually help me, take care of me, or look after me if ever I need something. I don't know. I just have a lot to say, and probably the whole day would go while I'm still explaining all the memories and all the good times we've had with Captain Phil. But all in all, that I would love to highlight, he changed a life. He changed a life that really had not much hope in the sailing industry. And even now, when I look back, it's through Captain Phil. He was the main person, the reason why I got onto my first aeroplane. I had never been on an aeroplane before. I had never sailed on a big yacht or stayed on a big yacht. I remember some of the nights we spent on Aloha J in Palma. It was so amazing, and I will share some pictures via email. And yeah, I won't say much so that also the other friends can say a lot, but may his soul rest in peace. And I'm looking forward to attend the memorial on the 16th. Thank you. And please forgive me if my email doesn't come through with the pictures because I'm on a passage at the moment sailing and our internet is not really good. So my apologies for that, and hopefully they will arrive on time. And thank you very much for your time. Please send my biggest love and my biggest condolences to Auntie Anne. My heart is with her right now, and also with you, brother. Keep well and stay strong. Much love from Praise Brothers.
Good evening. My name is Nobile Kuzwayo, and I'm from Durban in Mayville, in a small town. So, um, the impact that Captain Phil Wade had in my life, it is huge. Um, I remember when I was in grade 11, the seniors kept on saying that, oh, Captain Phil Wade have done this and that, has sent some people to Spain. So I was thinking and be like, oh, I wish to meet that person one day. I also wish to go to overseas one day. And luckily enough, last year I was given an amazing opportunity to join the crew called Maiden Factor to sail from Senegal to Cape Town. I can say I started to know Captain Phil Wade when I was in grade 11, when there will be ceremonies or events at Lawhill. And then, but I started to know him more when I was in grade 12, because there is where he gave me an open and an amazing opportunity to sail with all female crew from Cape Town, from Senegal to Cape Town. It was a life-changing opportunity to me. It taught me to be strong, and it taught me that whatever challenge I face in my life, I must remain strong. And I remember when I got the opportunity, I needed my mom the most. When I had to go to take a flight to Dubai, and then from Dubai to Senegal. But Captain Phil Wade, he came before I prepare to go, because I was already writing my final exam in matric last year. He came, and then one of the things he gave me was a gear one of the gears that I'm going to use to sail there on my trip. And also he gave me a laptop that I can use, and he gave me a lot of motivational words, saying that I remember when he told me one of the ceremonies for Chief General Board, the All Boys Association, he told me that you can go wherever you want to go, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, but you need to be strong. I can see you have a great potential. I can see you can change the world. I remember those words when he told me, and I kept on remembering those words whenever I feel like I wanna give up or I feel like it's difficult. When I'm facing a challenge, he was there for me. And also Auntie Annie. And then I remember when it was time for me to go, I think it was the 2nd of December when I was writing my last exam, and then I had to go. I was very nervous, and I didn't expect that I would see him by the airport on the day that I had to take a flight. And it was my first time taking a flight. I was so surprised to see him there because he kept motivating me, telling me that no, you need to be strong, you can do it. Because when I came to the airport, I was overwhelmed, but he was able to motivate me and bring me to and make me feel okay and make me feel stronger, saying that I'm gonna show the world who I am. I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna use all the knowledge that she shared, all the skills that he told me that I need to have, all the inspirational words. I had to now use them because those inspirational words are my weapons. I needed my mom when I had to embark and start my journey, but Captain Phil Wade was there. Even when I had to enter to the security for so that I can go to the boarding gate, he was there next to me, and it made me strong. It made me strong because I was like, okay, I can do it. I can say after that trip, when I came back, I was happy, and also to see him and Auntie Andy waiting for me this year, I was very happy because I saw them as my family, and the way they treated me, they treated me like my own family, and they were part of my family because I even told my family, telling them about Captain Phil Wade and Mrs. Annie, the support that he has gave me and Mrs. Annie. I can say Captain Phil Wade has changed my life in a very good way, and I don't have words to describe. I am who I am right now. I didn't know that I can do wonderful things. I can take a big step for my life in order to achieve my goal, but he was there to motivate me. He was there to support me, and I will remember this year. I remember when I had to decide if I'm gonna go to tertiary or if I'm gonna go to Spain and work on the super yachts. I was so confused, but I remember Captain Philway organized a woman for me who has maritime industry, who has been there on the super yachting, and then I got a chance to speak with that lady, and that helped me a lot because I was able to make wise decision, because now I have talked to a lady who's already on the super arts industry. That's what's in that I'm interested on. So Captain Phil Wade, he has changed my life in a way that I'm very strong. It's that opportunity, that support he showed me, because for me, I can say he was one of my role models that I have in life, because it showed me you need to, because he was humble and he was a mentor, and he was striving to help youngsters and shine and change this world. And I was lucky enough to be one of those youngsters. And I'm very grateful that I met Captain Phil Wade. I'm very grateful for the tools that I have today, the tools of life that he gave me that I will use in my life, even when there's challenges happening. I'm very grateful that I was fortunate enough to be able to meet Captain Phil Wade and be able to learn and be able to take all the advices and inspirational words that he gave me and put them in the bag that is going to help me and live my life forever. Because with those inspirational words that he gave me, and I'm gonna use them for my entire life. And he also taught me, he said there was a time when he told me that if you want to achieve in life, you must work hard. And I was like, yes, sir. And I believe it's possible to achieve what I want to achieve, because I have all the tools that I need in my life. So how will I remember Captain Phil Wade? I can say Captain Phil Wade was a legendary yachtsman, generous maritime mentor, and he was my bursary sponsor and inspiration to all of us. I don't know how to explain. Like, I can say he taught me a lot of things, and I appreciate each and every opportunity that I get, because I know where I come from and I know the challenges that I've overcome in my life. But I I don't know if I would be where I am today if I didn't listen all the people who helped me to be where I am today. So he was an inspirational person, and he was a person who was willing to give you an opportunity, because firstly he will see a potential in you and give you an opportunity and be willing to make you a young shining star if you're working hard and if you know what you want in your life and if you're really working hard. What I have learned most from Captain Phil Wade is that whenever you get successful or you achieve what you want to achieve in life, now you must start helping other youngsters who also want to achieve what you have achieved. Be willing to help them by all means. And also I have learned that no matter where life can put you, no matter how successful you can become, but be willing to lift other people, be willing to help other people, show them they can do them, they can do what they want to do. Show them that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve if they focus and if they really work hard. And also what I have learned from Captain Philwade is that you must always be humble. You must humble yourself all the time, no matter how successful you are, and be willing to help other people, be willing to lift other people. Because if you lift other people, that is where you're gonna receive your blessings. That is where you're gonna be filled of joy. Cousin Wade will be forever be remembered. Thank you.
The great Phil Wade and what he meant to me. My name's Graham Hillary, and I met Phil way back in 2017 in Palma, in Mallorca. It was my first year as a yachty, so green as anything, trying to bumble my way around the docks and trying to find work and a solid job. And I met him completely by chance, actually. A friend of mine was renting one of his properties in the square, actually, where him and Anne had their lovely apartment up by the windmills. And I was just with her the one day walking to go and pay her rent to Phil directly. And luckily I was with her at the time and I met him face to face, and where we got talking, both South Africans and whatnot. And I obviously struck up a bit of a rapport with him and got his business card, and we kept in touch. And a couple of months later, out of the blue, I got this email from Phil saying he'd given my number to a captain and the captain will be phoning me. He put in a very good word for me, and this was amazing just after meeting him once. And lo and behold, I got the phone call and I ended up getting the job, and it was my first big break in the industry, my first real solid job, and I ended up being on that yacht for over a year. So what Phil means to me is that he basically kickstarted my whole career in yachting, and now having moved to expedition cruise ships, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I would be right now. It was a great first job. Got to travel the world and really get my foot in the door in the industry, and just a chance meeting, and he liked me, and yeah, the rest is history, I say. I had the pleasure of going up to the good old goat house with him and Anne, and a new crop of Lawhill students who just touched down in Spain that day, I think it was. And we all summoned up in the goat house for a lovely feast. Lots of wine, of course, and some guitar playing, and a welcome from the students, a welcome from Marine Inspirations. And it was a day I would never forget. It was the first and last time I went up to the goat house, and it was a very special memory. And going to all of the Marine Inspirations fundraisers up at Asterios and other events, it was just a really good community to be around and be a part of. And Phil started all of that and did all that for me. So I'll be eternally grateful for his kindness and his trust, and putting his trust in me as a person for a job. So yeah, I'll be eternally grateful. A great man who has left an even greater legacy, and he'll always be with everyone who he inspired, and who he put on the right path. So yeah, to Phil.
Captain Phil, to me, was a man who was really was truly inspirational. Um, First of all, I've never seen him with a frown. He smiles even when he walks alone. So it was really nice to see someone that happy. Someone that content with himself, with his life, and all that was something that was, it was something that we could draw off his energy, his happiness, his just his mood. It was something that you could draw from. Um, he was able. Seriously, I feel like he had the ability to teach not only the people who of youth, people who were young, but he also had the ability to inspire even those who were older than him and his peers. And truly, it was a great gift, and I feel like a great message to us youth and those who are older than us that it's never too late to inspire people and to help. You know what I mean? And really, he is a true definition of the word. It's an African proverb called ubuntu. He really had ubuntu. He was a person who loved, cared, and really just he made sure that it didn't matter who you were, where you come from, background, person. He really gave you 100% of his kindness and his love, and really that's all I've ever seen from him. Um, Captain Phil did everything he did without expecting anything, without feeling as if there's something he's gonna get from it. He did it solely because he has a good heart, that he was a good person, and because he wanted to help his people. You know, he wanted to help his nation, and truly, I can say he was a man to look up to. A man who really did it completely right. A man who we as the youth, look up to. We follow those footsteps. You know what I mean? Because he showed us a way to do it right, and yeah, those are the footsteps that we will forever follow, and the messages, and all the morals, and everything that he has put in us, that he has taught us, are all the things that we are going to teach the next generation. Um, and I was really lucky to have ever met such a wonderful man. Yeah, he is a he led by the words of the Bothy, which are honor and duty. Honestly, he did, and that I can say, thank you that I ever got to meet him. Yeah, he was truly an inspirational man.
My name is Joandra Williams. I describe myself as one of the luckiest individuals to has ever got to know Captain Full Wade. Captain Full Wade was my mentor and that role model figure I'd look up to every day. From early hours to late hours, would reply to my messages without have any questions. And I've never seen a slight moment where he gave the impression that he was too busy, because he always had time for us, and that's the lasting impact he had on our lives, on my life. There's so much running through my mind that I'd like to say. It's just, you don't know where to start, because Captain Full Fade was just, he was just different. It's like he was God sent basically in our lives to bring change and to have a lasting impact. Because today I can say that mindset wise, I am who I am today because of Captain Full's Wade impact. And the discussions we would have could always be based on improving myself, you know, learning more, him passing on his knowledge to me. And it saddens to hear that this is no more. But